The hospice is an essential service, especially in a rural environment where we just don't have the hospital beds or any other services to the density of a city.
I think that there needs to be a little bit more awareness of what hospice actually does. I'm not sure that the community knows what it's all about unless they're faced with them personally themselves.
It wasn't until the spring of 2011 that things really started going downhill for us. She developed pneumonia that spring, couldn't get it cleared up. When it finally was cleared up, they began to see some rather dark spots on her lungs.
We found out about her illness accidentally. So she had MS, and so that meant that once a year she needed to get an MRI. And on the MRI in 2006, they found a brain tumor.
She got her diagnosis of cancer, lung cancer, and that it was quite advanced.
In December of 2010, she started having some stomach issues and some breathing issues and lung issues. So back to the oncologist we went, and it was then determined that the cancer had come back in the underside of her lungs.
She spent a few days in the Kemptville hospital and had expressed a desire to spend her final days at home, if at all possible.
So we kept Dawn at home the whole time, and once we realized what was going on, we contacted the hospice. In fact, Dawn contacted the Beth Donovan Hospice directly herself because she was worried about me. And so Dawn decided that she was going to make sure that I had all the support that I was going to need to look after her.
Her favorite part of the day was when her hospice workers came. They just sat there. They talked about the same thing over and over and over again. But they smiled at her, they respected her, and they talked about commonalities. You know, do you want to play cards? Do you want to? They must have heard the same story about Charlie 90 million times, and every time she said it, that woman looked just as engaged as the first time that Joni said it.
The most rewarding aspect of volunteering with the hospice is allowing and supporting a client to die at home. I feel very strongly that the community needs to support patients' wishes to do that. And through the hospice, we're able to help with that.
A volunteer came in, which gave me a chance to get out and do odds and ends shopping. And Maureen and Elaine had a wonderful bond together. And first day, I kind of was a little nervous about what was going to happen when the two of them met. Would they get on or wouldn't they get on? And I came back and they were chatting away like old friends and swapping sewing stories and stories about gardens and this, that, and the other thing. And I realized there was a perfect match there.
The role of the hospice volunteer, from my perspective, is so beneficial particularly to the family. We just provide them with so much relief and reassurance and support.
I would say that hospice was very compassionate with her, very comforting, very friendly, and you know, they kind of took her mind off of what was coming.
Our volunteers, they can provide respite for the family, help with light meals, light chores, or just offer companionship for our clients, puzzles, reading, and we find out what the client's interests are and we try to match our volunteers.
We also started using the counseling as a couple. So we were doing the anticipatory counseling as well, but also the counselor was amazing, and we just dealt with everything.
My title is Grief and Trauma Counselor, so I'm really trying to assist anyone who is either struggling with a diagnosis or anticipating grief of some kind to cope.
The hospice services that we received were a family-oriented, holistic approach. I found that the hospice is the only organization that we dealt with who actually recognized the family as who they were treating, who they were supporting, who they were helping.
It changed our lives. It gave us an opportunity to give an amazing, amazing woman a chance to die in dignity and giving her what she wanted most, which was to come home to her family.
There's a service here that a lot of people could and should be taking advantage of.